Hi coaches, Ron Siliko here. In our previous videos we've had on the open post, we've talked about the cutting series, the screen away series, and a lot of other series. What I want to talk about in this video specifically are ways that you can customize certain movements of specific players in your offense, in large part based on the skill levels that they have or do not have. We all have situations that we want to take advantage of. If they're on the floor, they're able to contribute something to the team, but maybe there's something offensively that we don't want them doing. So these are some ways that we can customize the offense, and there also create special movement and special situations that perhaps certainly allow to take advantage of skills as well. So these are just 5 thoughts that I wanted to talk about. Is for the players that I would call hiders, I think you want to employ them basket cutting as much as possible. I know Bob Huggins has a thought that he doesn't even want them involved setting screens. He wants them to be the ones cutting to the basket. He would prefer his shooters to be setting the screens because then they can pop up and get open as the cutter draws attention. So just a thought there that you've got people that you want to hide, have them always be the basket cutter. Whether they're overplayed or not, have them be the basket cutter as they're rotating to the next position in the role server place that we talked about earlier. If they happen to get the ball on the perimeter and they're not a great ball handler, you don't have a lot of confidence, teach your players to run the cut to the ball series that we talked about earlier, where we had that player go get that ball from that player, can do a dribble handoff, a nice, safe, effective play, and then make a basket cut. Partners. So maybe we've got a couple players that work well together in 2-man games. So every time one player gets the ball on the perimeter, their partner goes to set a ball screen for them. Or if one of those players passes the ball and they go to set a screen for them, that's the player that they're looking to set a screen for. So let's say I'm in this point position and my partner's in the corner, I pass it here, I'm going down on a basket cut and then screening across for my partner. You could also do this in the weak side if you're not involved in the ball action. Let's say my partner's here and here and the ball's here. We could screen, we can exchange, we could do all kinds of different things to create movement, trying to get each other open. Kind of a takeoff of that is going big and little. So if we've got post players and guards, let's have our post players screen for the guards, and let's have our guards screen for the post players. We're trying to get defensive mismatches, switches, and those kind of things. Or if there's not a strong switch and you set good screens, you're going to get one of those players open. So shooters, if you've got good shooters, great shooters, maybe one of the rules is every time that great shooter passes the ball, they get a flare screen. Anytime that shooter passes the ball, they set a back screen and then open up to the ball. So they're involved as a screener. But think about ways that you can get shooters the ball and everyone on your team knows it. We've also had situations where every time that player passes the ball, everyone else that's on the weak side goes, maybe it's a double screen, maybe it's a triple screen, but everyone goes to screen for that shooter to get them open. So think about ways to get the shooter. And then the last one I want to talk about is post. Regardless of position, size, any player that you've got that has an ability to score in the low post, you can run the cutting series, and then as that player, let's say the ball is on the wing, they reverse it up to the top, they make the basket cut, and then they pin the player right on their back. So again, regardless of position, whether you call them a perimeter player or a post player, if they're a good low post player, when they make that basket cut, they make the cut to the basket, they wheel and pin that defender on their backside, and then we're looking for a nice post feed. As we talked about earlier, anytime the ball goes in the post, our post players dive to the basket for rebounding coverage and possibly to hit them for a layup as well. So those are 5 things I want to talk about. I'm sure there's other ways that you can customize your offense. But think about ways that you can do that within your motion game to take advantage of special skill sets. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.